Okay, again, hello. My name is Hager and the other presenter is Yusuf. For today's presentation, the title is The 18th Century. Okay, the 18th century, which is a period of wisdom and scientific thought and the ability to think logically. These are some photos from the 18th century. Okay. Then, the 18th century, which is the age of enlightenment or the age of reason, it started in 1700 till 1798. In the 18th century, it was divided into two phases, into two periods. The first one, which is the Augustan age, and the second one, which is the Romantic age. The Augustan age has started in 700, and it was ended in 1750. It's called the Augustan age, or the New Classical age, or the Age of Pope. As you know, the most famous figure in that century, which is Alexander Pope. Then the English writers of this period imitated the classical Roman models during the rule of King Augustus. That's the reason why we called it the Augustan age. Then the second period, which is started in 1750 till 1798, which is the end of the 18th century. It was called the Age of Transition, or the pre-Romantic age, because it became before the period of William Wordsworth and the others, as you know. Okay, this period was, go back. Yes, this period was affected by the French Revolution, or the American Revolution, and the Industrial Revolution. Okay, now with Yusuf.
Okay, as we see here in this page, cities were dirty, noisy, and overcrowded. London had about 600,000 people around and almost 1 million residents. The rich, only a tiny minority of the population lived luxuriously in lavish, elegant mansions and country houses, which they furnished with comfortable, upholstered furniture. باين هنا عندنا في الصورة إن المجتمع ساعتها كان طبقي وكان متقسم، وكان ساعتها وقتها الأقلية من المجتمع بتمثل الطبقة الغنية اللي هي عاشت في ثراء وفي بيوت، على عكس الأغلبية كان مش عايز أقول زي ما احنا متقسمين كده دلوقتي يعني. Okay, next slide. As for literature in the 18th century Britain, the 18th century literature was characterized by the spirit of realism and romantic features like enthusiasm, passion, imaginations, etc. declined in this period, and reason, intellect, correctness, satirical spirit, etc. كان عندهم في الأدب وقتها روح من الهجاء، زي ما احنا عارفين الماستر بتاع الهجاء هو توب اللي احنا بندرسه الترم ده، وكان عندهم بيعبروا عن الانثوسيازم والباشن، مشاعر العواطف، ولكن كان في برضه حته انتلكشوال وحته فيها رياليتي شويه. Other literary features, prose اللي هو النثر على عكس البوتري. Prose flourished. It was the age of prose and reason. كان عصر النثر والعقل، الاعتماد عن الرياليتي، الاعتماد عن الهيومن مايند والريزن. Rise of the novel, it was a result of the Licensing Act of 1737. في السنة دي طلع قرار من البرلمان البريطاني وقتها حاجة اسمها اللايسنس اكت، أو لازم الكاتب أو النوفلست يكون معاه لايسنس، والحاجات اللي بيكتبها بتخضع لموافقة البرلمان وهيئة الرقابة عشان يوافقوا الأول هي تتنشر ولا لأ. طبعا ده اكت سياسي، لأن نظام الحكم وقتها كان النظام الفيكتوري والملكة فيكتوريا هي اللي كانت مطلعة النظام ده وقتها. The Licensing Act of 1737 is a disused act of Parliament in the Kingdom of Great Britain and an essential moment in the theatrical history. Its purpose was to control and censor what was knowledge, government, through theater, playwriters left writing plays and turned it to be novelists. They can write freely. يعني هو هنا عايز يقول ان النوفلز وقتها كان الكاتب يقدر يعبر فيها عن رأيه اكتر ويكتب بحريه اكتر، فعشان كده معظم البلاي رايترز في الوقت ده سابوا كتابه النثر والمسرحيات وبداوا يتجهوا لكتابه الروايات اللي كانت لسه ظاهره جديد وقتها. Political writing became popular. كمان الكتابات السياسيه كانت شائعه في العصر ده. كان عندنا برضو the spread of clubs and coffee houses. They became a great part of social life. بدأ وقتها ينتشر القهاوي أو الكوفي houses والنوادي والكلابس وكده. I think that's the clear. Yes. Writers started meeting in coffee houses, which also led to the development of magazines. كمان المقاهي وإن الكتاب يتقابلوا في المقاهي والنوادي ده ساعد أكتر على انتشار كمان المجلات. Two most popular political coffee houses, Scribblers Club and Kit Kat Club. طبعا مش كيت كات اللي هي اللي بشوفها، ده كان اسم الكيت كات كلاب وقتها، ومقهى كمان كان اسمه Scribblers. It was a period of writing satires. كان عصر كتابة الهجاء. Alexander Pope. Writers wrote in this style to attack human vices and follies. كانوا بيكتبوا بالاسلوب ده عشان ينتقدوا او يهاجموا الخفقات او الفوليز او الفايسز الرذائل بتاعت الهيومن وقتها. The age of publishing dictionaries. كان كمان في وقتها بدأت انتشار القواميس dictionaries. Samuel Johnson published the Dictionary of English Language in 1755. بدأ وقتها ينتشر قاموس اللغة الإنجليزية على أيدي الكاتب سامويل جونسون سنة 1755 اللي هو في القرن ال 18 برضه.
Okay, I'm sorry, there's a mistake in my PowerPoint slide. I'm sorry. كان المفروض ان يبقى في سلايد تانية بس انا حطيت البرزنتيشن القديم. Okay, best works and their writers in the 18th century. The first one, which is Johnson. His works are Life of Milton, Preface to Shakespeare, Russell's, and The Vanity of Human Wishes. And another one, which is called Swift. He has three famous works. The first one, which is Gulliver's Travels, Battle of the Books, Selected Poems. Okay. Another famous figures. The first one, which is Dryden, and the second one, which is Pope. And you know his most famous poem, which is Rave of the Lock. Rave, as we know in Arabic, which means i'tidاء, or a sensual rave, as you know, a sensual relationship against the will. But actually, rave comes from the Greek or Latin to repair, which means to grab or to cut. And the lock, which is the lock of a hair, as you know, حُسْنُ الشعر. So, which is the rape of the lock, to break a lock. Okay. Drama in the 18th century. Okay. Drama in the 18th century. As we know, because of the Licensing Act, the government has said or has decided, if you want to write a play, we will censor you. What do I mean by censor? I mean we will keep our eyes on your words. So if you want to write a play, firstly write a long manuscript. You know what is a manuscript? Which is a long message. This message is sent to the government. So we will reply back to you or reply back on you with the approval of refusal of your play. So as Yusuf has said, the playwrights turn to be novelists because prose he said in the beginning of the letter he teaches. Okay. Okay, sorry. Yes. Okay. 18th century drama is a primarily collection of digitized play manuscripts. It includes nearly every play submitted for license in the United Kingdom from 1737, the date of the Licensing Act, till 1824. The original play manuscripts are in the Larbent collection and the Huntington Library. This is Huntington Library. It's existed in London. It still existed. And now with another title, which is watch the video first. It was a video about the sick rose. As you know, we studied this poem with Dr. Islam Sladi in the first year at the faculty, which is The Sick Rose by William Blake. Now it's working. سبحان الله الحاجات بتشتغل بعد لما نقول خلاص. Okay, the title, which is poetry. Okay. The poem, it was about, as you know, it was by William Blake about, he was describing a girl, he was saying, oh roses, thou art sick, the invisible storm, and I forgot the lines. Okay, I can read it, it's okay. The Sick Rose by William Blake. Oh rose, thou art sick. The invisible worm that flies in the night, in the howling storm, has found thy bed of crimson joy, and his dark secret love does thy life destroy. Yes, that's it. The title, which is poetry. Okay, poetry in the 18th century. Poets of the 18th century looked to the ancients for inspiration and examples. This is the reason why we call this age the new classical age. Their emotions in their poems were public rather than private, because it's the age of brightness, age of lucidity, age of clarity, clearness, fineness. And they wrote about the present rather than the past. And you know, the most famous poem for William Blake, which is The Rape of the Lock. The poem The Rape of the Lock is a mock heroic epic and a masterpiece of social satire. Pope is criticizing the upper class of London for their morality, religion, norms, and their pursuits of that time. This poem saw many stages and got modified with each. Its length was 2 cantons. Canton, it's like a volume, actually it's not a volume, but 2 long lines. Okay, then. Okay, who is considered the most famous poet in the early 18th century. Number one, Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Then number B, which is Alexander Pope. Number C, William Blake. Okay, so clear. Alexander Pope, and now he's asking that you choose. And now with Yusuf, with the features of Alexander's poetry.
So, Pope largely wrote his poetry in heroic couplets. كان بيستخدم طريقة الكوبلتس أو الزوج. أكيد درسناها في سنة أولى أو تانية أعتقد. Which at the time was a very new poetic form. كان في الوقت ده كانت poetic form جديدة أو شكل جديد من أشكال الشعر. His metrical skill earned him his fame and allowed Pope to join a wider circle of authors in London. Pope also liked to write in a satirical manner, writing more heroic epics. Pope uses satire in this poem to paint a portrait of England at this time and to point out its moral flaws. كان بيستخدم أسلوب الساتire بتاعه عشان يعمل صورة لإنجلترا في الوقت ده ويفورشادو أو يفوكس اون الهيومن فلوز وقتها او الاخطاء او الفايسز اللي كانت شائعه في انجلترا في الوقت ده. اوكي. وابدا هنا شرح للهيرويك كوبلي. Two lines of poetry written in iambic pentameter, 5 metrical feet, each consisting of one short or unstressed syllable, followed by one long or stressed syllable. Okay. Most notable characteristics of Alexander Pope. أهم الكاركترستكس بتاعت Alexander Pope هي morality and virtue. كان عنده حتة sense morality وsense فضيلة شوية. In poems such as an essay on criticism and Dunciad, Pope explores issues around morality, virtue, and poetry. Some of his favorite topics in these poems, Pope makes strong cases for the connection between authoring poems and being a moral and virtuous person. كان عنده بيعمل حته الكونكشن ما بين انت كشاعر كاوثر وما بين حته المورالز اللي عندك، كان بيعرف يوازن ما بين الحتتين وما بيغلبش حته على حساب الثانيه. An essay on man، من قصيده ليه اسمها an essay on man، اكيد بيوصف فيها الانسان بشكل عام. In this poem, Pope argues that humans must accept their position in nature as being between angels and beasts, and that only if they do so are they able to lead virtuous lives. في قصيدة اللي اسمها An Essay on Man، Pope بيوضح إن الإنسان لازم يقبل دوره وإن هو جواه an angel and a beast. لازم تقبل الطبيعة المتناقضة بتاعت البني آدم، إن أنت جواك ملاك وجواك في نفس الوقت وحش. لازم تقبل طبيعتك المتناقضة وإن أوقات ده بيظهر وأوقات ده بيظهر وأوقات ده بيغطي على التاني. بهذه الطريقة أنت هتعرف تهندل نفسك وتعرف شخصيتك كويس وتعرف تليد a more virtuous life. هتعرف تعيش حياتك كويس إذا وزنت بين الجانبين بتوع شخصيتك وقابلتهم زي ما هم. Satire and imitation. In The Rape of the Lock, Pope imitates epic poems in an effort to satirize high society in 18th century England. Similarly, in a late poem, Imitations of Horace, Pope imitates an epic about Horace to satirically criticize England's monarch George II. طبعا واضح من خلال اسلوبه ومن خلال اسلوب الساتاير اللي هو كان بيستخدمه والايميتيشن او المحاكاه اللي هو كان بيعملها ان هو هدفه ان هو يفوكس on England society وخصوصا المونارك او الحاكم وقتها اللي هو جورج الثاني، جورج السكند. فكان بيستخدم اسلوب الساتاير عشان يهجو الملك بس بشكل غير مباشر، عشان طبعا السياسات او القيود اللي كانت فرضها انجلترا في الوقت ده. كمان عندنا critical of other poets، كان بينتقد شعراء تانيين غيره. In Dunciad, he refers to these inferior poets as hacks, scribblers, and dunces. Needless to say, though he was widely respected for his contributions to poetry and moral philosophy. Pope was not profoundly popular in poetry circles. هو ما كانش محبوب قوي في قعدات الشعر او البوتري سيركلز لانه كان بيهوى اصدقائه من الشعراء، فما كانش بيفضل ان بوب يكون موجود في مجالس الشعر، رغم ان هو كان شاعر كبير ولكنه ما كانش محبوب بشكل كبير يعني بين اصدقائه او